Hello, Professor Jillian. Here are some of my insights and assumptions I currently have about organization life. I think organization life is a cycle. Organizations, they start up with a passion to bring a product or service into life. They grow bigger and they mature. And as the organization, as they grow and mature, they start to create or adopt rules and procedures. They begin to develop a formal structure and maybe departmentalize their organization. As they further mature, their visions and goals may be refined. They may choose to focus on a certain market segment, or they may choose to broaden and expand to other market segments. But I think the key is when they stabilize, this in this stabilization phase, the, they start to focus on its people and its resources they have. Um, they make processes and procedures more efficient and productive. As they invest in their greatest asset, which I believe is the human capital, they start realizing that they want to retain their talent. Now, regarding assumptions and values of organization development as it aligns with my faith, the reference page is 56 and 57 in our text. What stood out to me is about the fundamental values of organization development is this life and the quest for happiness. I think this aligns very well with what the Bible tells us in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, a plan to prosper you and not to harm you, a plan to give you a future and a hope. People respecting people, appreciating them, loving them through your experience, and being able to engage them in this pursuit of happiness. This concept of declaration of independence, and this concept of living a whole life well lived. I believe Jeremiah sums that up very well. And in the book of Matthew, also, verse 22, 36, and 39, which came to me on how Jesus responded. Jesus replied, love your God with all your heart and your soul and your mind. And this is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is likewise, love your neighbor as yourself. You know, the other fundamental values that the text touches upon is this concept of these values of freedom, responsibility, and self-control. As people exercise their freedom and exercise their responsibility for this freedom. And I believe this aligns very well with another verse in the Bible, um, being filled with the Spirit and being responsible for our actions. Galatians 5, 22 and 23, it tells us to be filled with the Spirit in love and joy and peace, in forbearance and kindness and goodness and faithfulness, in gentleness and self-control. I believe exercising these attributes also exercises our responsibility on how to treat others in our actions. Um, People living these lives with fair and equitable results only is able. We're only able to do that, at least in my view, with being filled with the Spirit and being compassionate for one another. Now, in regards to one item I seek to grow and develop personally, what stood out to me was actually in the question 11 in the survey. What resonated with me there was I wanted to be able to further refine my skills in areas in this question was when provided a working environment that supports and challenges them, most people strive to grow and acquire new skills and abilities. I'm an IT manager over in this financial firm in West LA. We have outsourced part of our IT department and services into India. So I manage about 12 people there in India. And I would definitely want to broaden my skill sets there in this area so I can continue to engage these individuals, continue to keep them interested in, because honestly, they're doing low-level type of IT support work, and that could become monotonous and just unfulfilling. So being able to broaden my skill sets in this area, I would definitely want to keep them engaged, keep them learning, because I feel I have a responsibility to them to continue to grow them as our firm grows. and maybe promote them into other areas that they can support. And I just believe that being in this complacent environment, that can definitely diminishes their productivity. So for me to have the ability and skill sets in this area to grow them out of this complacency, or um, just to provide them a broad skill set, uh, keep them engaged and keep them learning basically. I think that would be a great asset. So that's my assignment, and I thank you.